god, oh my god. Wait, what?
So pretty.
Here's how we spent 24 hours in one of the dreamiest corners of California, from oceanfront otter spotting in Pacific Grove to a wedding in the hills of Carmel Valley. If you're not from the area, here's a quick breakdown. Monterey, Carmel, and Pacific Grove are neighboring towns on California's Central Coast. Pacific Grove is known for its charming Victorian inns and quiet coastline. Monterey has an aquarium and Canary Row. Carmel is upscale, artsy, and fairy tale vibes. I've stayed in Carmel previously and I wanted to try something else, so we stayed in PG this time for proximity to the water, and it did not disappoint. First, we checked into the Martine Inn. There were so many beautiful sunny options in Carmel Valley or Carmel by the Sea, but I really wanted something right on the water, and Martine Inn was perfect. I mean, look at this cutie pie. I even got greeted with a rainbow in the sky, so I think it was a sign that it was the perfect choice. You walk up some cobble parking lot to the cute pink inn that literally just stares into the water. We were even greeted by a deer when we checked in. When you walk in, immediately on your left is the dining room where we had breakfast the next morning and auto-washed via the binoculars. And low-key, the complimentary breakfast was perfect. It even had a real fireplace to feel extra cozy while you unwind and stare out into the waves at breakfast. On your right is the library room with chess, books, games, and a pool table. So cute. I wish we got to use it more, but we were on a time crunch. Then let's check out our room. We got the garden room on the floor level, and it's so cute and traditional with our own fireplace. And we get a view into the wide open courtyard, which sadly was during the atmospheric river, but it was still so charming. And if we want to talk about charm, let's look at the light switches and the claw bathtub. I've only seen these button light switches one other time, and I love how cute they are. A marble sink in the room with the hot and cold faucets, also my first time seeing and also adorable. Another fireplace, rocking chairs, and double paneled curtains into the courtyard, a perfect stay for our quick trip. If you're not coming for a wedding like we were, this is what I would recommend. I'd check in, settle in, then either stroll into Pacific Grove's charming downtown, take a scenic walk along the coastal trail, or hop over to nearby Monterey, which is just a few minutes away. We were here for a wedding, so we had to immediately get ready after checking in and drive into Carmel Valley. The next morning, after a fun night celebrating at our friend's wedding, we kicked off the day with the complimentary breakfast at the inn, on honestly such a nice, smooth start to the morning. Fire crackling, binoculars for auto watching, 10 out of 10. Then we took a stroll into downtown Pacific Grove in search of caffeine. We ended up at Captain and Stoker for matcha and coffee. It's super popular with both locals and tourists, and I believe they roast their beans in-house. The vibe is very chill, surfer meets biker cafe. After fueling up, we headed back to the coast and started walking the Monterey Bay Recreation Trail north towards Lovers Point. It's part of an 18-mile path that runs from Castroville to Pacific Grove, built along the old Southern Pacific Railway line. The stretch is especially scenic, dramatic cliffs, tide pools, wildflowers, and if you're lucky, sea lions or harbor seals lounging on the rocks. But what makes this trail even more special is the history that I didn't know about. Pacific Grove became home to one of the earliest Chinese fishing villages on the West Coast, dating back to the 1850s. A thriving community of Chinese immigrants lived and worked along this very shoreline, using traditional fishing techniques to harvest squid, abalone, and other seafood. In 1875, Mr. David Jacks, a wealthy landowner whose holdings included a grove adjacent to Monterey, struck a deal with the San Francisco Howard Street Methodist Episcopal Church. Together, they formed the Pacific Grove Retreat Association, selling 30 by 60 tent lots for just $50 each. And this is what gave the phrase Carmel by the Sea, Monterey by the Smell, and Pacific Grove by God. In 1906, much of the village was destroyed in a suspicious fire, a heartbreaking end to what had been a vibrant and essential community, but the legacy remains. You find these murals and historical markers along the trail if you know where to look. Japanese immigrants also played a major role here in the early 1900s, especially in abalone diving and canning, and during World War II, many were forcibly relocated, but their impact on the local fishing industry still echoes through the region.
Oh, the tea house was torn down in 1918. That's so sad.
And honestly, walking through this stretch felt so humbling, and it was nice to learn more about the history of this area, especially as someone who's Asian American. And it's nice to know what communities shaped the coastline's culture and economy long before it became a tourist destination. And as you can see, most of our walk was pretty drizzly and moody, which somehow made the views even more peaceful and romantic. And just as we arrived to Lovers Point, the sun came out. Coincidence? I think not. Lovers Point is such a hidden gem. I've driven past it a few times, but never actually stopped on my way to Carmel. There's beach volleyball, 2 small beaches for brave swimmers, divers launching into the kelp beds, and this magnificent view to take in.
Let's go over here. Oh my god.
And chubby little squirrels who are so comfortable with humans, but please don't feed them, just say hi.
There's so many. Oh god. Don't come too close. Oh.
don't have any
No.
food for you, little guy.
Oh God, do we go away?
It's okay.
Okay.
They just want food. They're not gonna like bite my toe to get food out of it.
Look at that one. That one's literally praying. Are you praying? Oh,
You got shy.
you're not shy. Wow,
Dude, Monterey's so pretty.
I know.
So slept on.
Finally, we looped back to the Martine Inn, checked out, and made a necessary stop on our way out, Roots and Rice in Monterey. Pho was definitely the move after a night of dancing, and honestly, I was a little skeptical at first, but it was so good. Super flavorful, and they just opened in May of 2025, so add it to your list before it blows up. As we drove home, we made one last spontaneous pit stop down Monterey Beach, and somehow ended up walking into an open house. So who doesn't love an accidental house hunting by the ocean?
We're in our future apartment complex right now.
We're going to an open house. Wow, it's right on the water. Oh my God. Let's see it.
What do you think my commute would be from here?
Like,
Like hour and a half?
wait, actually not that bad, yeah. I actually don't think it's that bad. Oh my God. Wow, oh my God, this is unreal. That's crazy.
Okay, I know he said no, but the address is One Surf Way, and we love to surf, so I think this is a sign of manifestation. And obviously, I had to do a little run to the beach. I can never not put my toes in the water. But anyway, let's get back to the real reason why we're here this weekend, to celebrate my friend Amy and Peter's love. I met Amy about 2.5 years ago in Thailand during yoga teacher training. She was doing her 200 hour and I was doing my 300, and we instantly clicked. It was one of those magical, unexpected connections. We were part of this beautiful group of girls and guys, mostly Asian Americans, all in completely different chapters of life, but going through something. Whether it was heartbreak, corporate burnout, big life transitions, we all brought our own struggles into that space, and what the Align team created for us was honestly one of the most open and safe containers I've ever been in. We probably trauma bonded, to be honest, but Amy and I were two of the few from San Francisco, and from the jump, it just felt like we got each other. Since then, we've traveled together to Thailand, Bali, Singapore, and stayed connected in San Francisco even when life got hectic. Both of us went through really tough relationship moments around the same time, so to see her now thriving, marrying the love of her life in Carmel Valley, it honestly made me tear up the second I saw her walk down the aisle. This is the kind of friendship that reminds you how quickly someone can become a meaningful part of your story. It doesn't matter if you've only known them for 2 years. When it's real, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of this chapter with her. I also brought my boyfriend. This is now our 9th or 10th wedding together, which is kind of insane. We were a little nervous because we didn't know anyone else there. We're not from college, we're not from high school, we're from yoga training, where it's just a one-on-one relationship. But in true Bay Area fashion, he ran into a Gulf friend from college who just happened to be the groom's cousin. Small world energy at its finest. We had so much fun celebrating at the wedding. It was at Carmel Valley Ranch, which is a beautiful resort in Carmel Valley. She planned for an outdoor ceremony, but the rain moved us inside, and honestly, it was just as beautiful, warm, and cozy, and perfect in every way. And plus, the rain's good luck, right? We drank and danced with the bride and groom's friends and family, and I think that's why weddings are so fun, because you really get to see everyone who's been a part of their life come together, and I don't know, just see all the different energies collide. The whole weekend was a blur in the best way. A beautiful 24-hour whirlwind through Pacific Grove, Carmel, and Monterey. And honestly, this is the magic of living in San Francisco. Being able to sneak away for a quick, beautiful weekend trip like this. You don't need much time to feel like you've traveled far. This is actually my first fully edited and scripted voiceover vlog on YouTube, so if you made it this far, thank you so much, and please let me know what you think. If there's anything you want to see more of, whether that's Bay Area recs, chaotic life content, hopefully I'll have more videos coming out soon, and I'll incorporate your feedback. See you in the next one.